and turn your pelvis this way, and I can feel that pulling all the way through my lats, all the way right back to where they attach down by the sacroiliac joints here. Then as you relax, immediately move into the new stretch position. Press your elbow into the post like you're trying to push your arm that way. Today I thought I'd share a couple of tips for stretching the latissimus dorsi muscles. Your lats are the big muscles that stick out the side. They go all the way down your back and attach down to the pelvis. They're the most powerful extensor of the shoulder, and they're medial rotators. Now, a lot of people do a lot of lat work, chin-ups, lat pull-downs and things like that, but you rarely ever see them stretching those muscles. But the muscle comes up and attaches just inside the bicipital groove, so it's a medial rotator and a depressor of the shoulder. So one of the things that's important is if your lats get too tight, they can pull your shoulder down and internally rotate it, which brings it forward, which brings your head down and forward and drops your chest, shortens your abdominals, and over time you can have great big lats but kind of look like a gorilla that escaped from a zoo somewhere or the jungle. And it also puts a lot of pressure on your neck. So for people like me, I've got an old injury here from about, 12 years ago from a stunt lifting accident where a guy fell on my head and blew 2 discs out. So I can feel it right away if I do any kind of heavy lat work or chin-up work. Just the increased tone in the lats puts pressure on my neck injury. And as soon as I stretch my lats out, the pain goes right out of my neck. And there's a lot of people out there with C5-6 disc injuries, C6-7 disc injuries, and they get a lot of pain. They don't realize it can be from tension in their lats, especially if they're people that exercise. So, simple way to stretch the lats, you can use a Swiss ball. Put your elbows on the ball. You want to turn your palms facing you and keep your arms together. And then just roll forward, letting your arms go into flexion like this. And when you feel a stretch on your lats, you can increase the stretch by tucking your tail under, because that stretches the lats from the bottom in. Once you've got that stretch from the bottom in and the top end, you can inhale and push your elbows into the ball, which is activating your lats. Hold for 5 seconds. Then as you relax, immediately move into the new stretch position. And then tuck your tail under again, press into the ball, hold for 5. And when you go out into the relaxation phase, to get the best release, you want to wait for a good solid 5 seconds before you stretch again. Inhale, tuck the tail under, press on the ball. Exhale. Slide till you get a good stretch. Tuck the tail. Press into the ball firmly. Hold for 5. Relax. Increase the stretch. Tuck the tail. So I got a good stretch there. And now, you might want to get more flexibility because your face, as you can see, will run into the ball or into your arms. So I'll show you another way to do it. And that is just get a post or a doorway. What you're going to do is put your elbow on the post, turn your hand that way, and then just tuck your tail in, so your tail under, pull your tail under to stretch the lats from the bottom. Then just go till you get maximum shoulder stretch. Inhale. Press your elbow into the post like you're trying to push your arm that way. Okay. And then after 5 seconds, just sink in to your next position. If you want to increase it from the bottom, like I said, you can. But don't push the point to the point of hurting the shoulders. Go as far as you can with your shoulder and focus on stretching by tucking your tail down here. So I'm rolling backwards, and that increases the stretch. So you use that same formula, contract the muscle for 5 seconds, and relax. Now you don't have to contract the muscle any harder than just turning it on. The tighter the muscle is and the more bound the fascia or the connective tissue is, the more you get what's called a leather-like end feel. So it's not so much the muscle, it's the envelope. That you need to do longer holds. So you might find just doing a 60-second hold and just slowly creeping in will work better. But contract, relax stretching is better to do before exercise for all sorts of technical reasons that I share in my scientific stretching course and my golf biomechanics manual. Make sure you check the other arm, so I would need to go over here and do this arm. You want that arm turned back. If the arm turns inward like that, then it'll take the stretch right out of the lat. So I tuck my arm here behind my head, get that out of the way, move in as far as I can, tuck the tail under, press into the post for 5, relax, sink into my new position, repeat. If you notice that one arm or one lat is noticeably tighter than the other, then don't stretch the looser side to create any more flexibility than you can get on this side, because you'll throw your body out of balance. You want to always balance the body. So if it's a little tight, you might do 3 here, 1 here. The goal is to bring your body back into structural balance. Just think of balancing a bicycle wheel. If you tighten all the spokes, the wheel would be tight and crooked. If you loosen them all, it would be loose and crooked. So you got to tighten the loose ones and loosen the tight ones until the wheel is true. So we keep that same concept with our body. Now another thing you can do, you get a high cable pulley like this, and you put enough weight that you can really hang on it. You can step across your trailing leg, put your hand on your hip like an iliotibial band stretch, and then just let your body sink and turn your pelvis this way, and I can feel that pulling all the way through my lats, all the way right back to where they attach down by the sacroiliac joints here. And then you can inhale, and I put a little tension like I'm trying to pull the weight down, but I just fire the muscle for 5, then I relax, sink in, and by turning my body, I can find which fibers need more tension release. So fire the muscle, relax, sink in, let it stretch, give it a good solid 5 seconds to stretch. And you do that on both sides and try to balance your body that way. And fortunately, both of them are about the same, so they can both use a little stretch. So I contract, turn the muscle on, hold for 5, relax, sink in, and let the hips sag toward the ground that way. And that gives you more stretch on your lats. And it's really amazing, because whenever my neck hurts, even from typing all day, if I come do that lat stretch, it lengthens that muscle, which takes the downward pressure on the shoulder from the spring tension of the muscle off, lets my shoulders sit better, and my neck feels like almost like someone's lifting my head. It's really quite amazing. Oftentimes you don't realize these types of things till you're in pain, which is why I say pain is a great teacher. If you listen to it, it'll guide you. And I've learned a hell of a lot from working through all my motocross racing and boxing and kickboxing and football and every other kind of injury you can imagine. I've been out there doing all sorts of stuff in my life. So try those little tips. And if you do a lot of lat conditioning, it's very, very important to keep your lats flexible so it doesn't create imbalances in your structure that catch up to you later as first niggling injuries and then a royal pain in the ass that might cost you a lot of money. And even if people get rid of their pain, they often don't get to the root cause. So thanks for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed another video with Paul CHEK at Paul CHEK Live. I'll come back with something new and interesting as soon as I can. Lots of love.